No one expected this. Rumors say Ty Borden might return in season 19. Yes, Ty, the beloved husband of Amy, who died seasons ago. Fans are confused, emotional, and desperate for the truth. Is this a real comeback, or just another cruel tease? Ty Borden's death in season 14 left a hole in the heart of Heartland. After surviving so many hardships, being shot, facing near-death injuries, and pushing through years of trauma, no one thought he would be taken away so suddenly. His unexpected death due to a blood clot was heartbreaking, especially because it happened after everything seemed calm. Amy and Ty had just settled into family life. Their daughter, Lyndy, was still small. The ranch finally had peace, but all that vanished in one moment. When Ty collapsed, fans didn't just lose a character. They lost a symbol of strength, growth, and love. Amy's grief felt too real. The silence after his death echoed through the series. So how did this rumor even begin? It wasn't random. Over the past few months, small hints began to pop up. One of the first was an interview with Amber Marshall, who plays Amy. She didn't confirm anything directly, but when asked about Graham Wardle Ty, she smiled and said, "You never know what can happen in Heartland." That small comment exploded online. Some fans believe it was nothing more than kindness. Others saw it as a secret message. Then came the behind-the-scenes photos. A few fans noticed someone in a cowboy hat walking through the background of a shoot. The figure looked exactly like Ty, same build, same walk. The image spread like wildfire, and theories began to bloom. Was it Graham Wardle, a double, or just someone else? No one could confirm. When Graham Wardle left Heartland, he said it was for personal growth. He didn't make a dramatic exit or give long interviews. Instead, he quietly stepped away, leaving behind over a decade of memories and one of the show's most loved characters. But now, fans are noticing something strange. Graham hasn't fully disappeared. In fact, he's been more present than many expected, just not on screen. He started a podcast, Time Has Come, where he talks about spiritual healing, life changes, and letting go. Yet in several episodes, he spoke about things like unfinished stories and circles closing. That choice of words made many people raise their eyebrows. Is he talking about Ty Borden? Is he hinting at a return? There's more. In an interview on a Canadian talk show last year, Graham was asked if he misses acting. He paused for a long time before answering, "Some stories never really end. They just take a new form." Again, that's not a clear yes or no, but it's not a no either. Fans replayed that moment again and again, looking for clues in his voice, in his eyes, even in how he sat. Some believe he was holding back tears. Others think it was a calculated tease, maybe even a silent confirmation that he might return in some way, even if just briefly. The show's cast hasn't helped clear things up. Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, is still close to Graham in real life. She recently posted a throwback photo of her and Graham riding horses on set. The caption read, "Some rides never end." She didn't tag him. She didn't say anything about Ty, but the comment section exploded. Fans flooded it with questions, heart emojis, and pleas for Ty's return. Could this be a coincidence? Or are they preparing the audience slowly for something bigger? Then there's the question of timing. Season 19 is being built up as a season full of nostalgia and emotional closure. Producers have said this season will be deeply reflective and full of surprises. A few leaked call sheets show a guest character only referred to as T. It's vague, but it got people wondering, could that T stand for Ty? If so, that would change everything. It wouldn't mean he's returning to the main cast, but even a flashback, a recorded message, or a one-episode appearance would be huge for the show and for the fans who never stopped loving him. Even more curious is the fact that Graham has not publicly ruled out a return. In interviews, he often says, "I don't plan to return," rather than a firm no. That kind of language leaves doors open. It's different from actors who fully close a chapter on a character. And in the world of television, where even dead characters can reappear in dreams, visions, or memories, that matters. It suggests that the team behind Heartland and Graham himself are leaving space for something to happen if the story and moment are right. Now fans are keeping a close eye on every move Graham makes. Did he follow any new cast members on social media? Has he been spotted in Alberta near the filming location? Is he reconnecting with the crew behind the scenes? Every tweet, podcast update, or Instagram story is being examined like a clue in a mystery. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the silence, the mystery, the soft hints, they're not meant to confirm anything. Maybe they're just there to keep the hope alive, because when it comes to Ty Borden, the fans are not ready to move on. And maybe, just maybe, neither is Graham Wardle. For nearly 2 decades, Jack Bartlett has been the beating heart of Heartland Ranch. He's more than just Amy's grandfather, he's the anchor of the entire family, the one who holds everyone together when things fall apart. So when whispers began to spread that Jack might be leaving the ranch in season 19, fans didn't know how to react. It wasn't just another storyline, it felt like the end of an era. And the truth is, there have been quiet signs pointing toward this moment for a while now. Sean Johnston, who plays Jack, has always been deeply connected to the role. He once said in an interview that Jack felt like an extension of himself, but in more recent interviews, his tone has shifted. He's talked about legacy, closure, and a character's journey coming full circle. One comment, in particular, sent a chill through longtime fans. When asked what he hopes viewers will take from season 19, Sean replied, "It's time we learn to let go gracefully." It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't loud, but it was enough. Some believe that Jack's time on the ranch is coming to an end, and not because he wants to, but because the story is gently leading him there. Fans started connecting the dots even more when behind-the-scenes footage showed Jack filming a solo scene near the barn at sunset, just him, his horse, and the ranch in the background. The crew clapped unusually long when the scene ended. Was it just a powerful episode? Or was that Jack's final scene? Even the official Heartland social pages posted the moment with the caption, "Every journey has a final ride." That doesn't sound casual. That sounds like a farewell wrapped in subtlety. There's also the shift in narrative. In recent seasons, more responsibility has been passed to Amy and Georgie. Amy now leads the horse training operations, and Georgie's Olympic storyline has been pushed as a major arc. Lou's leadership in the town and Tim's redefined role as a father have also grown. Jack, while still respected and loved, has stepped back. His story has become more reflective. He talks about the past, shares memories with Lisa, and even fixes old things more than he builds new ones. It feels like the writers are preparing viewers slowly, gently, for the possibility that Jack's time as the foundation of Heartland Ranch may soon be over. Still, there's no official statement, no farewell trailer, just growing clues like the softer lighting in Jack's scenes, his more philosophical dialogue, and the tone of stillness that surrounds him. And fans feel it in their hearts. The thought of Jack riding away for good is almost too much to bear. He's not just a character, he's the soul of the ranch. But even souls need rest. And maybe, just maybe, Jack's final gift to the family is teaching them how to stand strong without him. Season 19 might not just be about big returns, it could also be about quiet goodbyes. And if Jack Bartlett is truly preparing to leave, Heartland may never feel the same again. It won't be loud. It won't be dramatic. If Jack Bartlett leaves the ranch, it will happen the same way he's lived his life, quietly, with dignity, and on his own terms. But make no mistake, his absence would shake the core of Heartland. Jack has been the symbol of wisdom, tradition, and strength. So how do you write him out without breaking the very heart of the show? One possibility is retirement, but not just from the ranch. Fans have long noticed Jack slowing down. He talks more about the old days and less about tomorrow. In season 18, he mentioned passing the torch. What if season 19 shows him deciding it's finally time to live for himself and Lisa? They could move away, perhaps to a small cabin near the mountains, where the sound of horses is replaced by peace and stillness. Jack wouldn't be running away, he'd simply be letting go. Letting Amy take full control. Letting the new generation lead. Another theory is far more emotional. Jack falling ill. It would mirror the quiet tragedies the show has faced before. No sudden accident, no wild twist, just a steady passing of time. Perhaps Jack finds out he's sick and doesn't tell anyone right away. That would be just like him protecting his family from the pain until it's too late. Maybe the family starts to notice Jack doesn't eat much. He forgets things. He sits alone more often. The realization would come slowly, painfully. And when it does, it would pull everyone back together in a way that only Heartland can do, with love, tears, and unspoken strength. There's also the symbolic root. What if Jack doesn't leave physically, but chooses to step away emotionally? Perhaps he announces that he's no longer going to make decisions about the ranch. He tells Amy and the others that the future is theirs. He'll still be around, but not as the leader. Instead, he becomes a quiet observer, offering advice when asked, but no longer carrying the weight of responsibility. That kind of exit wouldn't even feel like goodbye. Until one day, the family looks up and realizes Jack hasn't been around as much. And then it hits. But there's a more poetic ending. Fans are whispering about Jack riding off. One last ride into the hills. No drama, no warning. Just him and his horse. Maybe he leaves a note. Maybe he tells no one. Maybe the family wakes up and finds his hat hanging by the door, his boots gone. That image would be burned into every fan's memory. Because Jack's story doesn't need big explosions or final speeches. It just needs peace. Whatever the path, Jack's exit would reshape Heartland. Amy would have to carry the emotional weight. Lou might fall apart before she finds her strength. Tim would be reminded of how fragile everything is. And Georgie, already on the edge of adulthood, would feel the loss most quietly of all. Because losing Jack wouldn't just be about saying goodbye to a man. It would be saying goodbye to the soul of the ranch. And maybe that's the only way Heartland can grow. Not by forgetting him, but by becoming strong enough to carry what he built. Without him at the front, but with him in every sunrise over the fields. Ty Borden is gone, but what if he's not entirely gone? Heartland has always been about connection. To the land, to animals, and to the people we love even after they've left us. So if Ty does return in season 19, it won't be through science fiction or rewriting the past. It will be through emotion, through memory, through the soul-deep bond between Ty and Amy that death simply couldn't erase. One of the most powerful ways Ty could come back is through Lyndy. She's older now. She's growing into a brave, curious girl, full of questions and full of pieces of her father. What if she starts dreaming about him? Or talking to someone Amy can't see? Imagine Lyndy saying, "Daddy told me not to be scared," after waking from a nightmare. Amy, shaken but calm, would ask, "What do you mean?" And Lyndy, without fear, would reply, "He's here sometimes. He watches us. Not a ghost, not a haunting, just the quiet presence of a father who never really left." Another route is through Amy's healing work. We've seen her connect with horses in ways that go beyond logic. In moments of stress or danger, she taps into something deeper. What if, while working with a troubled horse, Amy hears Ty's voice? Not out loud, just in her heart. A phrase he used to say, a memory that feels so strong it's like he's in the room. In that moment, viewers wouldn't need Ty to physically appear. His essence would be there. And that might be even more powerful. Then there's the idea of a lost message. A video, a letter, something Ty recorded before his death, something that never got delivered. Maybe he made it for Amy during a tough time. Or maybe it was for Lyndy when she turned a certain age. The discovery of that message would stop time. Imagine Amy sitting in the barn, opening a dusty box, and finding a memory card. She plugs it in, and Ty appears on screen, smiling, talking, loving. It wouldn't rewrite history, but it would give fans a moment to breathe again. To hear his voice, to see his face one more time. Some even wonder if Amy might meet someone who reminds her of Ty, not in appearance, but in spirit. A fellow horse whisperer, a veteran with the same quiet strength. In talking to him, Amy might start to let go, not forget Ty, but finally allow herself to live fully again. And in those quiet moments, Ty's presence would linger, blessing her, guiding her, because that's how love works in Heartland. It doesn't die, it evolves. There's no need to undo Ty's death. That loss shaped the last 5 seasons and grew Amy into a woman stronger than ever. But the writers have a rare chance to bring him back, not as a miracle, but as a memory so strong it becomes part of the present. Season 19 may not raise the dead, but it can remind us that when someone loves you deeply, they never really leave. Ty doesn't need to walk through the door. He's already home in Amy's heart, in Lyndy's eyes, And in every sunrise over Heartland Ranch, the cast isn't saying it directly, but they are saying something. In the world of Heartland, silence often speaks louder than words. And lately, that silence has been filled with subtle nods, vague interviews, and a few cryptic posts that have fans convinced something big is coming. And it just might involve Ty Borden. Let's start with Amber Marshall. Known for being respectful and cautious in her words, she recently appeared on a radio show where the host asked about the future of Heartland. She smiled, hesitated, and said, "There are moments this season where the past comes back in unexpected ways. That's all. Just that." But if you've watched this cast long enough, you know Amber doesn't say anything by accident. Fans instantly flooded forums and comment sections. Is she talking about Ty? Even more curious was Michelle Morgan, who plays Lou. In a recent social media Q&A, she was asked if fans should prepare for any major surprises in season 19. She didn't respond with a typed answer. Instead, she posted a gif of someone zipping their lips and smiling. No denial, no clarification, just a smirk and silence. That silence is now echoing across the entire fandom. And then, there's the leaked production info. A source on set, anonymous, but known in Heartland circles, shared a photo of a call sheet with a guest character listed only as T. No full name, no episode details, just a letter. Cast members were unusually tight-lipped that day, with no behind-the-scenes selfies or crew jokes posted online, which is rare for Heartland's typically open set. That day, everything went dark. It's a pattern fans have seen before. Right before something important is filmed, there's also talk of a tribute episode being shot under a fake name to avoid spoilers. According to rumors, the episode will feature clips from the past, characters visiting special locations, and a surprise guest voiceover. That's the part that really caught fire. Voiceover. Could it be Graham Wardle lending his voice as Ty? Maybe not a full return, but a message from beyond, a dream, or even a letter being read aloud. If true, it would be a moment fans have waited years to experience. And what about the director's hint? One of the show's longtime directors tweeted a behind-the-scenes photo of the ranch at sunset with the caption, "Some shadows never leave the land." Again, no tags, no names, but the replies exploded. Is Ty the shadow? Are you hinting at a flashback? Don't play with our hearts. The tweet was deleted within hours, but fans had already taken screenshots. Even the music team isn't on the tease. The official Heartland soundtrack playlist was quietly updated last week with a new track labeled "For Him." It's a soft acoustic piece that sounds eerily similar to the theme that once played during Ty and Amy's early scenes. No episode is attached to the song yet, but music in Heartland has always meant something. And this feels like the calm before the storm. Something is being built in season 19, something personal, emotional, and tied to the legacy of Ty Borden. The cast isn't giving away the full truth. The crew is staying careful, but the signs are there, like horses sensing a shift in the wind. Whether it's a flashback, a dream, or just his voice in the distance, Ty's presence isn't gone. And when the moment finally comes, it won't be spoiled in a trailer. It'll hit when you least expect it, and it will remind every fan exactly why they fell in love with Heartland in the first place. Heartland has never been about flashy drama or shocking twists. It's about healing, about quiet strength, about the bond between people and land and the ghosts we carry with us, both in pain and in love. That's why the whispers of Ty's return and the hints of Jack's possible departure have stirred something deep in longtime fans. Because these aren't just characters, they're family. And season 19 might be the season where that family finally faces the truth. Nothing lasts forever, but love doesn't, and it changes. Ty's death broke something inside Amy, and in many ways, it broke something in the audience too. The ranch kept moving, the horses still ran, the sun still rose, but there was an ache in the heart of the show that never truly healed. If this season brings Ty back even just in spirit, it isn't about undoing that grief. It's about honoring it, giving Amy, and all of us watching, one last moment to breathe with him, to remember not how he died, but how he lived, how he loved, how he made the ranch feel like home. And Jack, his journey has always been steady, firm, and quiet. If this is his last season, It won't be filled with loud farewells. It will be a lesson, one final gift from a man who spent his life holding others up. Maybe he leaves, maybe he simply steps back, or maybe his goodbye isn't in words at all, but in actions, a knowing glance, a final ride, or a moment where he chooses peace over burden. His exit, if it comes, won't break the family. It will define it. This season feels like a crossroad. For Amy, for Lyndy, for the entire Heartland legacy. The past is whispering, the future is calling, and in between them is a choice: keep running, or finally face what was lost. The beauty of Heartland has always been in the space it gives its characters to grow, and the patience it gives them to grieve. Ty's shadow isn't gone. It's part of the land now. Jack's voice, even if it fades, will echo in every barn, wall, every fence post, every trail. So maybe this season isn't just about returns or farewells. Maybe it's about what stays behind. The lessons, the love, the memory. And maybe that's what makes Heartland so different, because in this world, even when someone is gone, they never really leave.